Good evening, everybody. Brendan Schneider here. Facebook Live. We are going to... I just did something there. We're going to get started here in a couple minutes doing a social media Q&A. But what I want to do before we get started is talk a little bit about the tech I'm using. I had some difficulty with the tech. And I'll tell you what's going on. But while we get ready, if you have a Facebook or if you have a question about social media, put it in the comment section of this video, and I will try to find them. So I'll talk about the tech here. So last week I used a tool called BeLive.tv. Really like the tool, planned on using it again tonight for this Facebook Live. But then this week, and specifically this morning, got an email from BeLive that with the Facebook changes that are coming because of the Cambridge Analytica kind of debacle at this point for Facebook, they're really tweaking back privacy settings and some other things. So what this all means is that BeLive.tv cannot stream to groups. So this is a group. So I was in trouble. So tonight I am using something called Ecamm Live. And let me see here. So Ecamm Live, ecamm.com. I've used a couple of their tools before. So honestly, when I do my podcast interviews, or when I did my podcast, and maybe I'll do it again, I would use one of their tools called Call Recorder. So what would happen is you get on a Skype call. So anyways, if you're ever using Skype and you need to record it, get on a Skype call. We wouldn't use video. We would just use audio. And then Call Recorder would record the call. It was a great recording. And that's my first introduction to Ecamm. Well, now this is Ecamm Live. So I'm streaming right from my MacBook Pro. It does not, unfortunately, have a PC version. So if you're looking for something from the PC, I think that BeLive.tv is probably your answer right now. But again, right now you can't stream to groups. I assume they'll figure that out in the coming, I don't know, weeks or hopefully days. Now, the one thing I'm trying to do here is figure out how to find your questions. This is interesting. So if you have a question, if you can ask it in the comments. I can't seem to find the... So this is one of the negatives about the software, at least for me right now, is that... Now here's one of the cool things. Let's talk a little bit more about the software. This Ecamm Live overlay that I have, I can get rid of that, and then I can put other ones in. So now let's move into the Q&A section of the Facebook Live session here. Also, my little SchneiderB Media logo right here, right there. That's just an image that I put in, and you can actually change that with using your trackpad. So pinch or zoom. So if you want to do this for your school and you wanted to put your school logo to have it branded, you could do that, and you can adjust the size. And again, just to show you here, this is super easy. This is the software Ecamm Live. And then we're going to go to Q&A. Now, the one negative here is I have to find out where your comments are or questions. So this is a bit interesting. Nothing like checking something new live for the first time. So right now I'm looking through the options from, oh, here it is, comments and reactions. Okay. Okay, so I found it. So if you have a question, put it in the comments section. While I'm waiting for questions, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about and show you is that a new software social media thing that I found called Linktr.ee. So if you're using Instagram for your school, this is super cool, and here's what I like. So one of the problems with Instagram is that it's really hard to get someone to convert. So what do I mean by that? So you post a photo on Instagram, and there's no way to get them unless you use ads. So I'm not talking about using ads here, but there's no way to get them to click on an image or click on a link in the comments, because you can't do that, and then drive them to a place like a blog post or a website where you can convert them into an inquiry or just get their email for lead nurturing, etc. Well, Linktree is pretty slick here. What it is, and let me show you. So I'm going to test the software a little bit. So hopefully you can see my screen. And my screen right here is, oh, this is interesting. So if you can see my screen. So right now what I'm doing is I'm looking at my Instagram account. And then right here is this. It's called Linktr. I'm sorry, Linktr.ee. And then I grab this URL, SchneiderB. So you could grab this for your school, of course. And then, let me see how I'm doing this. And then what you can do is go to Linktree. Let me get there. So if you go to Linktree, you'll see here it is. And then what you do is you click on Login. And what it does is it'll connect your currently logged into Instagram account. And here's what's really cool. What you get is the ability to create that link. So Linktr.ee, and I pick the URL SchneiderB. You could pick your school name or something else. And then what it does is that it allows you to add links here without having to change it in your bio all the time. So right now I have my latest blog post right here, and then I have a call to action to join the Facebook group. Well, you're already in the Facebook group because you're watching this, so don't worry about it. But you can quickly do that, and then there's some basic analytics. So if I click here, you can see that this was clicked on 2 times. And then the call to action I have at the bottom, if I scroll, was clicked on 2 times as well. So you can see that right here. And if you want to add a new link, all you do is click on Add New Button Link, and then you can see how easy it is. You just put in a title, you put in a URL, and then it goes live. So what I'm going to do here is close this, or delete it really. Actually, let me delete. Okay. And then let me show you some settings. So in settings, I have this color palette. I'll let that reload for you. I have this color palette selected. I could go with a lighter green. They have a couple pre-selects. Now here's the best part of this. This is free. I'm using the free version. They do have a pro version, which I'll show you up here. And if you go pro, I think it's $6 a month. So not terribly expensive, but what it gets you is more themes. You can remove the Linktree branding, which you see at the bottom right here. It'll do some analytics, some kind of souped up stuff for you, and then some cool stuff down here. This is the cool thing. Time your links to go live in line with scheduled posts. So if you schedule out a blog post, you can put your link in here. But let's say it's Thursday tonight, and you want to schedule something for Monday. You can put the link in here, and right now, because I'm using the free version, I have to publish it, and it's live automatically, or I have to go in on Monday and do it. If you get the pro version, I could schedule it for Monday, and it just comes on. Really, really cool. So that's called Linktree. I just found this. I'm using it on my personal site first. I want to see what happens, but I got to tell you, I'm really pumped about it. And I plan on launching it for school. The one final thing, I don't see any comments, so I don't have any questions to answer. So if you have a question, put it in the comments section. If not, we'll make this short tonight, which is fine. Other thing I wanted to show you about the software is, let me go back to my screen. And then, so that's Linktree. I want to show you this with, I don't know if BeLive can do this, but you can take and show movies within the window here. So a couple of ways you could use this. If you have kind of a bumper, like a little 15-second intro that you'd like to load up when you do your live broadcasts, that's the way to do it. I just want to show you the video here. We've created, oops, sorry about that. We've created a number of what we call commercials, 15 to 30-second commercials that we're actually running on cable TV as a test. But we also wanted to do it to have video, to have, you know, this asset that we can deploy other places. So we use it on YouTube pre-roll. We use it on Facebook. We've advertised it on Facebook. And here's just an example. So I'll show you one of the videos, and then I also want to show you how slick this is.
I am already the woman I will become. Looking back at the friends I made, the paths I took, and those I didn't. My drive, my kindness, my curiosity, they were nurtured here, developed here.
Oh.
I am already the woman I will become. Looking back at the friends I made, the paths I took, and those I didn't. My drive, my kindness, my curiosity, they were nurtured here, developed here, because someone saw that woman in me.
Sewickley Academy Early Childhood Program. For who you are, for who you will become.
So anyways, I wanted you to see that video, but the real reason to do that was to show you the features of Ecamm Live, which is pretty cool. So I don't see any comments. I'm going to check. I'm not sure the software is. I want to make sure it's working correctly. Oh, I see comments now. Could you ask, okay, I see everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, Rick. There's Amy. Hi, Amy. Can you see these? I can't. So let me try this again. What I did is I went on my phone, and I'm looking there. So I apologize. Super interesting that didn't work. I'll have to work on that. Let's see. Wondering what your thoughts are on... Okay, so here's a question, everybody. Let's see here. This is from Amy. Can you see, wondering what your thoughts are on the Facebook issues, not just the privacy, data privacy, but the changes in algorithms, and if that has you rethinking your social media strategy. Amy, that's a great question. It doesn't, so what I assume you're referencing, and if you have something else in mind, please put it in the comments. I can see them now. Amy, I don't think the comment section is working. I'm happy to send my comments. I got it now, though. So I think what you're referencing is the change in the algorithm when kind of everybody freaked out. It seemed like Facebook Armageddon. And honestly, I'm not too worried about it. And here's why. Number one, Facebook, probably a year, maybe 2 years ago, when they really ratcheted back organic reach, became a pay-to-play platform. So what do I mean by all that? Facebook now... So if you have, if you have a Facebook page and you posted that page, what they're saying is maybe 2 to 3% of your fans are going to see that post. And the way to guarantee that more people see that post is by putting money behind it. So they've been this way for a while. I'm not too worried about it. And the other thing is that we're trying to use and put good content anyways. One of the things that we did do that we're trying is we're actually posting less frequently. So we're posting less frequently, and we're trying to make the post a little more meaty. So we're putting more in the comments section. So like if we're sharing an image or a link post, we're putting more in the description or in the comment section to kind of explain the post, entice people, do a little summary, maybe copy some of the post, put a quote in to see if that draws engagement or interaction or shares or all of the above. So I'm not too stressed about it. If other people are, I'd love to hear your comments, but I'm okay with it. And again, the whole Cambridge Analytica thing, I know you didn't ask about this, but they know everything anyways. I don't like them sharing data that way, but I think there's a lot more of that going on than we want to admit. So I think the take, at least for me, is you either get off the platforms completely, or you just kind of assume that that's cost of doing business on these platforms. There's Rick. Hi, Rick. How are you? Hi, Andreas. So, Andreas, you're also using Ecamm. It's pretty great once I figure it out, once I do that. So there's Mitchell. Hi, Mitchell. Thanks for being here. So if you guys have any more questions, I'll take those. I also trying to figure out how to see these comments. This is really a bummer here. Let me see. Because again, yeah, for some reason these comments aren't coming up. You know, I'll learn the software. Again, I like the BeLive.tv software a lot. This is pretty cool. I like that it's from the Mac. I like that. Here's the biggest thing. Once I figure out these comments, this is $39 one time. You know, BeLive is a monthly subscription. I think the bottom price is $15. So I'm okay with $39 one time. Once I figure out the comments thing, I'll be set. So let me go back here and see if I can find. So let's see here. You need to open the comment window in Ecamm. I did, Andreas. So what Andreas is saying is that there are a number of windows: overlays, scenes, sound levels. I open the comments window, and it says that I have no comments, and I have 2 thumbs up. So thank you for the thumbs up, but I don't know why I can't get the comments. Let's see. Amy, excited about Linktr.ee because we've been seeing more of our younger families on Instagram and less on Facebook. So that tool helps Instagram for lead gen. Thanks for sharing. I did read about it somewhere last week. Okay, great. You'll have to let me know what you think. We, again, we're just starting it, but it's pretty slick. So let's see here regarding the privacy issues. So this is Andreas. Regarding the privacy issues, we're probably going towards a hopefully better version of the EU GDPR law. Hopefully you guys have read about that, where advertisers need to prove lawful consent of your inquiries. If done correctly, this is a good thing. HubSpot just created a GDPR page worth visiting. I just read that this morning, Andreas. It is pretty good. Mitchell, have you done anything with the Facebook ad funnel strategy? Regarding the podcast link you shared. Mitchell, I'm trying to think. One of the things that we're trying to do, I haven't used that in particular. So I think it was in the Facebook group I shared Facebook ad strategy that we're looking into, and I haven't jumped in there partly because I just saw that article and I got a couple of things going on at work. It's that day job thing, which I like my job, so I'd like to stay employed. So I have to spend time there. But what we're trying to do, at least from a Facebook standpoint, is get a little more sophisticated in what we do, thinking about whether that's, cold, warm, hot traffic, that funnel, and then kind of, I don't want to, I mean, that could be a whole nother talk. So I'm not sure. So to answer your question directly, Mitch, no, I haven't, but that's something that'll happen soon. We could try too. Let me see. Andreas, I did try that, and it still comes up. I'm sure it's user error. Yeah, see the comments? Huh. So very interesting. So now what I'm doing is I've clicked through to the actual stream, and hopefully you don't hear me or I get echo. Let me see if I do it this way. So now what I'm doing is I've clicked through. Hear the delay? There we go. Let me turn that off. No, I can't get it. So I'm going to have to work on that, everybody. That's kind of a bummer. Yeah, it's a bummer because the stuff that I've seen, it has the same features as BeLive, where I could grab a comment and drag it on, and you could see, again, the person's avatar and the comment. So that would have been really slick. But alas, I've screwed something up. Software's pretty slick though. So if you have any other questions, we'll do that. And then if not, we're approaching here the 20-minute mark, and then we'll call it a night. Yeah, that's such a bummer. Because the other thing I want to do, again, I think people are pretty happy with these. I did one in the afternoon, trying this one at night. And then what I'd like to do too is maybe next week, I'll see if I'll do it next week or the week after, we'll do an interview. I want to test the software features of having two people split screen and then having a conversation and see what that looks like. So just to have fun. So if anybody doesn't have any other comments, I want to thank everybody for being here and for being a good sport while I limped along checking out the software. I'll work on the comments. I'm sorry that didn't work. And then I'll make sure to send an email before I do another live broadcast. And if I get a guest or I teach a topic or do something like that, I'll make sure to send that in the email as well. So without any other comments, thanks everybody. Have a good night and have a great weekend. And I'll see you next week.